Mastering the use of modal verbs for obligation in English. Hello, learners! Today, we're going to dive deep into modal verbs for obligation. More specifically, we'll focus on using these modal verbs in the present tense. These are powerful tools in English language and will help you express yourself more effectively. Modal verbs for obligation are used to express something that must be done. In English, the key modal verbs we use to express obligation are must, have to, and should. Each of these verbs has a slightly different connotation and level of forcefulness. For example, I must finish my homework. This implies a strong personal obligation. I have to finish my homework. This suggests the obligation comes from an external source, such as a teacher or parent. I should finish my homework. This is less forceful, more like a recommendation to oneself. When using modal verbs for obligation in the present tense, it's important to note that the verb following the modal verb is always in its base form, irrespective of the subject. For example, she must finish her report today. They have to be here by noon. We should start the meeting soon. As you can see, the modal verbs must, have to, and should are followed by finish, be, and start, respectively, all of which are in their base forms. A common mistake learners often make is incorrectly conjugating the verb that follows the modal verb. Remember, no matter what the subject is, the verb after the modal verb should be in its base form. So, it's incorrect to say, she must finishes her report today. The correct sentence is, she must finish her report today. Well, that's it for today's lesson. I hope this clear explanation about using modal verbs for obligation in the present tense has been helpful. Remember to practice these concepts to truly master them. And, as always, keep learning and keep growing. We'll see you in the next video. Happy learning!